All right, it is Monday, July 29th, 2019 at 12:28 p.m. Let's take a look at some headlines. All right, suspected gunman in Gilroy mass shooting is named. I've got different reports of 3 people killed and 12 injured to 4 people killed and 15 injured. So it's a little bit varying on the reports. All right, in Gilroy, California, 3 people were killed and another 12 were injured in a shooting at the Gilroy Garlic Festival Sunday evening, police said Monday. The shooter was killed less than a minute after opening fire, Gilroy Police Chief Scott Smith said. Smith said the suspect was able to get into the festival by using a tool to cut through a chain link fence that surrounds the event. A federal law enforcement official confirmed the name of the gunman as Santino William Legan. NBC's Pete William reported Monday morning. Some witnesses reported a second suspect, Smith said, but it was unclear whether the person was armed or simply provided assistance. A manhunt continued late into the night. Smee called the scene at a festival as a nightmare you hope to never have to live. One of the victims of the shooting was a 6-year-old Stephen Romero. This is really hard. There are no words to describe it. Stephen's grandmother, Mariel Romero, told CNN affiliate Kron after her grandson's death, "I don't think this is fair." And I send my sincerest condolences for the people in this massacre or this mass shooting. Pray for the people going through this. Here's another article on it. Here's another article on it. Gilroy Garlic Festival shooting suspect Santino William Legan, 19, identified as gunman who allegedly killed 3 people. So the shooting has just happened yesterday. Please pray for the people in that shooting and the victims. All right, next, suspected Boko Haram attack on funeral in Nigeria leaves at least 65 dead. An attack on villagers leaving a funeral in Nigeria over the weekend left at least 65 people dead, local news media reported, as an official blamed the violence on the militant group Boko Haram. The official Mohammed Bulma said on Sunday that the attack had occurred around midday Saturday and that 10 people were being treated for injuries, the Nigerian television station TVC News reported. Mr. Bolama, the council chairman of the Ngazi local government area in the northeastern state of Borno, said the attack was in reprisal for a clash in early July in which local villagers and civilian self-defense forces killed 11 fighters while battling off a Boko Haram ambush. So pray for these people as well, because 65 people is a lot of dead people, including an attack. So they've been fighting before. Alright, next, you can now be sued for posting a negative online review. So for those people who use their either Facebooks or certain Instagrams and Twitter feeds, and you have your personal information in these accounts, and you actually leave a negative review online, you can now be sued if the company decides to sue. Online reviews are a blessing and a curse. When they're glowing, a single review can boost business and improve morale. A bad review can be hurtful and drive away customers. Since many reviews are anonymous, the web is full of unfiltered vitriol, and people are getting savvy that you cannot trust negative reviews. Some businesses have taken action, and the results are controversial. Commenters have found themselves sued by companies they panned, citing slander. Proprietors have litigated against the critics with a SLAPP or a SLAP lawsuit, and it's changing the whole dynamic of online commentary. Here's the inside scoop and what it means for regular customers and their willingness to speak their minds on the web. SLAP lawsuits, protection against libel or a threat to free speech. I'm going to leave the links for this article from Fox News if you feel like reading it, but that's something that kind of hinders on the edge of free speech there a little bit. I understand that companies can lose business, and you could get a company starting to not run as well or get as many customers because of negative reviews. But that's kind of like a meter for people who, for example, Yelp reviews or certain reviews for businesses. It lets you know what's a good business and what's a bad business. For example, if you see reviews on a business that says that the place is kind of sloppy, that there's bugs, that the food isn't good, you're less likely to go to that restaurant. And it kind of helps people pick out a place to eat. But if people don't leave reviews like this, and it kind of, messes up the idea of somebody going to a restaurant or going to a business. It's kind of good to have reviews, but at the same time, being sued for it is kind of worrisome at the border of infringing on free speech right there. Alright guys, the last thing that I'm going to show you is a paranormal, since I do random videos sometimes on the paranormal, is a video I came across today. It's the video is in Spanish. I'm going to mute it, but I'm just going to show you some of these creatures that they found on videos, which I find quite interesting. Alright, so here's a statue of one of these creatures. It's supposed to have really long legs and either a head or an you can't kind of see the head, but it's sort of like a silhouette of a head. So let's take a look here and see if I can find the images of what the creatures look like on video when they showed it. Here we go. They kind of like have like these long legs, and they walk, and they captured on film on somebody's yard. Basically, the camera was facing on a field, and these creatures started just walking by. So this is something in the paranormal field for me that I find interesting. That there's multiple videos of this. It's not just this video, but this is a very good video of the creatures just walking about. I had made an earlier video, I think a couple of weeks ago, about somebody having a camera facing towards their front yard, and a creature just kind of walking and then trying to open the door and then just walking away. So this is another great video of paranormal creatures in California just slowly walking through a field. They have long legs. You can't really tell what they are. It's just kind of like long legs and like the top of like a little head. You can't see facial features, but it's pretty interesting to see these creatures just wandering about the field. So we don't know if they are extraterrestrial in nature or if they're ghosts, related in nature. Just wanted to leave that in the video as something interesting that I came across today. Alright guys, hit like and subscribe for more videos, and see you guys next time. God bless.